Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of MetsMania. I'm JJ Seggs along with Jax Masuna, and it is great to be back. A very shorter episode than usual because the game is on in an hour and 8 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. It's the 7:10 start time, if I'm guessing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're gonna make this nice and simple today. There is a lot to talk about, so let's not waste any time and jump right into it. Unfortunately, sometimes all good things must come to an end. The Pablo Sanchez Mets suffered their first roadblock, and ironically, a roadblock that a lot of Mets teams have faced with another nightmare showing in San Diego.
I
You
mean,
know,
yeah,
it
less you
happens
say the better,
every
but
year.
less you say about the better this series. I mean, the sweep isn't nice, but they went 3-3 on this road trip. You went 500 on a road trip. That's fine. This team doesn't play well on the road. This is a home team. I mean, you can't get swept. I mean, that first game you should have won after that Vientos
Oh
grand
my
slam.
God, that game sucked.
Yeah, but Brazoban,
Awful.
he needed to get sent down. He's looked awful since June. But it's fine. They win 500 on the road trip. I can't be complaining. So yeah, let's just say the better.
You take what you can get. I mean, the Padres are a red hot team, and once again, were on cocaine at the deadline. Got Mason Miller, got Ramon Laureano. These guys are
Ron
legit. And
O'Hearn.
Ryan O'Hearn, it is what it is. That's them. We got our own
And the
stuff to
Mets never
talk
do
about.
well at Petco Park. So I mean, they have
Awful.
their demons there. It's like Atlanta. They just have demons
It
there.
is what it is. What it is. Can't win every single series. But speaking of the trade deadline, Mets trade deadline has come and gone, and I gotta say, David Stearns, I'm impressed. I am very impressed by the moves. Obviously, we talked about Gregory Soto, but let's get to the other guys that we talked about. It happened live during our stream against San Diego. By the way, we had great streams against the Padres, just the game sucked ass. Starting off with, from the San Francisco Giants, Tyler Rogers. Now, at first, I was very happy about this move. Then I saw we gave up. Then I looked deeper into it and I'm like, wait a second, I might be the most conflicted human being on God's green earth. I don't know whether to be happy or whether I should be ecstatic about it. Because let's face it, Drew Gilbert is nothing more than our 12th best prospect. He's really not that good. So if you're a lot of Met fans were definitely overreacting a little bit about the tree and stuff like. I know you weren't too bothered by it because again, he's what's hitting like 700 OPS.
Mhm.
He's not been very good. Is the nicest way I could put it. But hey, you take what you get, and honestly, I'm very happy with what David Stearns did. And it started off with Rogers. You had to give up Budo. It is what it is. He was probably going to get DFA'd like 2 days from now. And ironically, he'll probably be coming out of the bullpen tonight or tomorrow for the Giants. And then, of course, Blade Tidwell just was not working out here. We'll see how he does. But overall, I really liked the Taylor Rogers trade.
Yeah, like you said, I'm kind of bipolar on the trade, but the Mets won the trade. I don't care what you say. I think the Mets, or Mets fans, had this like connection to Gilbert because that was the main piece of the Verlander trade 2 years ago when the Mets sold. I like Butto, but he was really consistent. I guess he was just a mediocre long reliever at best. But he had some good seasons. He pitched well last year, not well in the postseason, but the Mets bullpen got way better, and we'll talk about another trade. I mean, this is a guy who has like a 1.5 ERA, and he has a funky. He just his only defect that he throws funny. That's Moneyball reference there, but anyways, um, I think the Mets won this trade. I mean, maybe the Giants got three prospects out of a reliever. I mean, the market size for relievers this deadline was insane. I mean, this was the main part of this deadline. Is like the headline is the relievers. There were so many star relievers that got traded this deadline. You were going to have to pay a hefty price, and I think it is definitely. And plus, I think people like baseball fans love to like hug prospects, put them on like a pedestal, which a lot of these guys are never going to live up to potential. I promise you, Drew Gilbert is not going to live up to potential. He's a fourth outfielder at best. Blade Tidwell looked not that good with the Mets. He didn't really have a good outing with us. I mean, none of these guys, I guarantee you, Tyler Rogers is going to spend half a season with us. I promise you, he's gonna have more WAR than Gilbert. I don't know about Butto, but Gilbert and Tidwell, the only two really prospects we traded. I think the Mets. This was a good trade. I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good move by the Mets. I really liked what I saw in this trade. The other two trades, which we'll get into in a minute, I feel like were also really, really good. I'm just impressed with what I saw overall
But
from Stearns.
it's crazy. Even though like Tyler Rogers having an amazing year, I think he's definitely the lowest like name out of the two other guys we're going to talk about. So I feel like we give up the most for Rogers than we did like the other two guys. For the Mullins, we give up nothing. Like, but
Literally nothing.
yeah.
But hey, we're gonna see how this thing goes. So buckle up, Mets fans, because we finally got ourselves. They're comparing him to the next Chad Bradford. If you know, you know. Moving on to the next piece of the puzzle, and the most shocking one that I sure as hell did not expect, but I'm ecstatic now that we got him. You thought Narco was bad in the ninth inning? Have fun hearing Hell's Bells in the eighth inning. Ryan Helsley for Jesus Baez. I would just like to say that I predicted this trade 8 days before the trade deadline. There's a tweet I made. I said Jesus Baez, and I said Nick Morabito instead of the other guy, which would have costed us more than what we got him for instead. So, I mean, shout out to Stearns for listening to my tweet and getting Ryan Helsley. This dude is unbelievable.
Like you said, JJ, amazing trade. Jesus Baez can be a stud, but the Cardinals have a lot of shortstops in their system. He might convert to second base. But anyways, what this guy's gonna have for a half a season, but this guy won reliever of the year last year. He has one of the best stuff in baseball. I know like this was right after the Phillies traded for Johan Duran, and this is how David Stern strikes back. Um, the Mets, I don't. You basically said it best. I don't know more to put on this. The Mets didn't give up too much besides Baez, and then two other no names. I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of those prospects. Yeah. This guy could even maybe close games if you want to. If Diaz has like needs rest. If he pitched 2 days in a row. I mean, the Mets bullpen finally has depth that it's needed. I would easily say it's a top three bullpen. During the time of this trade, the Mets had the best bullpen in baseball. But the Yankees and Padres made some deals, so it's a whole debate now. But having Helsley, the guy who won reliever of the year last year, and then Diaz, who probably win reliever of the year this year, as your closer, that's a scary eighth, ninth. And then you have Tyler Rogers in the seventh inning, and then you have Reed Garrett, Rico Garcia, Brooks Raley. You have plenty of depth to go because Mets pitchers can't pitch a full six or sometimes get out of the fifth inning. So it's nice to have bullpen depth, and having a bullpen is a very key to being successful in October. So I love this deal for the Mets.
Me too. And the fact that they got him for next to nothing is probably the best part about the whole thing.
Right.
Just going over the comments, all these players have a worse deadline. Oh, of course, Tommy's back on his trolling arc. No surprise. The Yankees have a successful deadline, and all of a sudden, he's just he's putting this team on a pedestal.
Yeah, I will say though, I think the Yankees bullpen is better than the Mets, but it's whatever. The Mets have a better record. Yeah.
Who cares? I sure as hell don't.
It's not a Yankee show.
They're too scared to even start their own show. I've given them the resources. They refuse to start their own show. I've been trying to get this for 2.5 months now. They won't do it. That's why this is created. And then the final trade move of the deadline, the one that I think I was the most excited about, because let me tell you a story. August 5th, 2023, I'm at Camden Yards. The Mets and the Orioles are playing. Mets were going to get crushed by the Orioles, but everyone saw that coming. Both guys talking right now have really good look. All right, thank you, Tommy. Anyway, so I go to this game, and it turns out that Cedric Mullins, I just really liked him for like 3 years, and I said I was going to buy his jersey at the team store. Sure enough, I bought this baby right here for like $40 at the team store. It's cutting out because of the green screen, but hey, take it how you want it. And sure enough, the prophecy has been fulfilled because 3 years later, almost to the date, Cedric Mullins is now your starting center fielder for the New York Mets. I was ecstatic when this happened. And he's a good player, too. He's having a great season. He crushes left-handed pitching, and his defense can be some of the best in baseball. He hasn't been showing it this year, but overall, he could still be a very, very good defender. I love this trade.
Yeah, the thing is about his defense, like the last game he ever played for the Orioles, he robbed that home run. I feel like this is like I'm gonna be like an eye test kind of guy and see like, dude, he makes like ESPN top 10 plays every week. I feel like I always see Cedric Mullins when I come on ESPN. He makes like a robbing home run or a diving catch. I feel like the defensive numbers are lying, and he's obviously been a good defender in the past. But this was a need that the Mets needed. They needed a center fielder. You cannot be in the postseason and start Tyrone Taylor in center field. That is ridiculous. And then I don't trust a guy like McNeil who has made good plays in center field, but he doesn't have the speed to play center field. He's a true second baseman and can play corner outfield. But yeah, he crushes left-handed pitching. I don't understand why he's not in the lineup tonight, even though he's been shown hitting batting practice. He bats over 300 against lefties. He's a lefty killer. He hits it well in running and scoring runners in scoring position, which the Mets need. They are bottom 3 with an average in runners in scoring position. They're one of the worst in baseball. But this is a well-needed move. This is the least that the Mets have given up for any of the prospects they traded. Like a lot of no names. I know Gomez was like maybe the biggest one because he threw like 104 in single A. But
That's just Tommy. That is just Tommy John waiting to happen.
But look at his high numbers. He has like a fucking 6 ERA. He's not very good. I promise you that he's gonna be nothing. None of the guys the Mets traded will be anything big. I promise you that. The Mets will. They just gotta. I don't care what Cedric Mullins does. He can bat 230 for the rest of the season, and they still got an upgrade over Tyrone Taylor. That's all that matters is we got an upgrade, and who gives a fuck what these prospects do? And these guys, we traded. I don't even think a top 20 prospect for Mullins. He switch hits. I think this is a perfect deal. In a way, I would have preferred Luis Robert, but like you never know. He's kind of just like boomer bust kind of player, and you only have 2 months of control of Mullins, and you can find a center field, and you can figure it out in the offseason. But Mullins is your best plug-in guy, besides maybe Harrison Bader, but Harrison Bader was already in New York and was kind of shit. So I think this is the best deal the Mets could have made for center field. I think you and me can agree. He's a great player. He's a likable guy.
He is a very likable guy. The only thing that it kind of bothers me a little bit is my Jewish brother is a Philadelphia Philly. Hurts me like a motherfucker. But hey, it is what it is. You move on. Overall, I'm very thrilled with this trade deadline. But there is one elephant in the room, and it's a topic that I just came up with before we started the show. Because there was one thing that prevented this deadline from becoming an A+ deadline. Do you know what that is? Starting pitching. They did not get a starter. The one flaw that this deadline had was there was no starting pitching, even before the deadline. But it seems that good old David Stearns has a plan with our 2 young aces, Nolan McLean and Brandon Sproat, could potentially both be getting called up at some point later this month. Now, I'll tell you what, if that's the only reason you did not get a starting pitcher, I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. These guys are legit starting pitchers in this league, and you will find out sooner than later. I'm telling you right now, I'm thrilled the fact that these guys are going to be getting legit chances to start. I'm not happy, though, if that's not the case. Because God forbid, I see Frankie Smokes pitching another game after the San Francisco start on Sunday. I want nothing to do with him. I call him Frankie Smokes for a reason.
I just want to bring up a stat about Sproat. So on his past 6 starts in AAA, he has a 0.55 ERA with 33 innings pitched, 39 Ks, and he's only walked 11 batters. And that's the biggest thing about Sproat was his control. He would walk all the batters, but it hasn't been an issue so far in his past 5 starts in AAA. I think you should bring up Sproat first, and you can develop McLean, but McLean and Sproat are both major league ready. I think Sproat should get the call up first. He needs to be starting games. I'm sorry, but I cannot have Clay Holmes or Frankie Montas, especially Frankie Montas, start games in October. Clay Holmes will definitely move to the bullpen as a long reliever, which that suits his role better, and I think he can be a starting pitcher in the regular season only. It's just, dude, I cannot. I'm tired of watching Clay Holmes pitch 3 2/3 innings, give up fucking 5 hits and 4 walks. It's insane, and his pitch count will be at like 90. I'm tired of seeing it. It's like watching. It's like Groundhog Day. It's like watching the same start over and over and over again. And then Frankie Montas, he's just fat and he sucks. This was a terrible deal. Once we saw him put on weight and when his rehab assignments, he's looked terrible. I'm not a big Frankie Montas guy. You need to bring up Sproat immediately. I think he gets brought up in a week or I don't know. You bring him up immediately. I cannot watch Frankie Montas pitch another game. But yeah, I think if that was the reason why they didn't get another starting pitcher and the market was going to be incredibly high for a starting pitcher, I think the biggest starting pitcher that got traded was Merrill Kelly, and there were so many starting pitchers that all were on the market, but I don't think that got traded because the asking prices were so high because for some reason now the market for players in general have just skyrocketed, which I get. You can get the most prospects, yada yada yada. And there was no like pitcher like that. Maybe besides Mackenzie Gore, I would have done that with. But like if
I
standing
think
up
that we probably could have made a deal with the what's it called
Marlins.
with the Nationals for Gore. I think we
Yeah,
could have.
well, I
But
think the Mets could have they would have overpaid because the Mets and Nationals are division rivals. They would have definitely had them overpaid, which I'm scared what that'll look like. Like
yeah, I
maybe they
feel
would
like
have
it's
asked
gonna be.
bench. They would have asked bench for sure. I'm confident.
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel like
either like they'd had McLean. If Tong, that's the reason why the Mets and White Sox didn't trade. The White Sox had the audacity to
are
ask
you
for Jonah Tong
surprised? It's
for
Jerry
Luis Robert.
Reinsdorf. He hates Cohen's guts.
Yeah, it's
Of course he's
ridiculous.
going to try to fleece him. It's bad enough that White Sox fans are calling for his head. They're definitely calling for his head now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's ridiculous. But I think the Mets did what they could have done this deadline, and I think it can make it A+ if they just bring these guys up.
I feel like they should have at least made an attempt for Joe Ryan though.
Right. They could have. The price.
They could have got him for cheap. They could have got him for cheap because
right. I think the Twitter's trying to get rid of everybody. And another thing, like we're not trying to win the AAA.
He's
World
starting
Series.
tonight. He's starting tonight, by the way. I just want to let you know.
Joe Ryan?
Yeah, he's starting tonight.
Against who?
Let me go back and look because I saw it this morning. I was on the MLB app and I was scrolling through. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Joe Ryan is pitching tonight against the Cleveland. Oh my God. It's the shit off. The Guardians versus the Twins.
The Cleveland Gamblers.
I heard that Emmanuel Clase might have been banned from the league.
Clase and I can't think of Luis Ortiz. Both of them don't have lockers in Cleveland anymore. So I think I don't know. I think
no way they're actually going to get banned for that.
That's crazy. Especially Clase, who was last year the best reliever in baseball. That's crazy.
Kerry Carpenter absolutely broke him. Kerry Carpenter broke him. But yeah, I think it all comes down to because pull up for a second. Sproat pitched yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
he pitched really well. He pitched 5 innings and he pitched well. He's ready.
Now, between Sproat and McLean, because let's face it, Tong is still in AA. I feel like he's about a year or two away.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you think gets the call first, Sproat or McLean?
I personally think Sproat because he's had this hot streak in AAA and he's pitching well. So why not, as you're pitching well, let's bring that to the major league ready level. And I think McLean is the most ready, but I think because McLean's obviously the one better, he can maybe develop more, or you don't want to rush him. I wouldn't be scared rushing Sproat. So if that makes sense in a way, even though I think McLean's better.
Wow. Oh, my God. I just realized this. We skipped something completely about Cedric Mullins. Luis Angel Acuna was optioned
Yeah,
for
fuck. I was
Cedric
talking about.
Mullins.
Yeah,
You
I
forgot
forgot.
to mention that.
I
Shit.
was talking to my dad about that before the show. Shit.
That makes me think that they wanted to trade Acuna.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, I wanted to talk about it too. The only thing I didn't like though, I wanted to trade Acuna. I'm glad we didn't trade Vientos, Beatty, or Mauricio,
I'm
but I
impressed
really
they
wanted
kept
to.
the kids together.
Yeah,
I
but I
really
wanted
am.
Acuna gone. I'm
So
sorry.
now that has me thinking that they're going to trade Acuna in the offseason
Yeah,
potentially for a Joe Ryan or a
right.
Sandy Alcantara,
I
something
hope
like
so.
that. Yeah.
I like.
'Cause
I
I don't
honestly
think
like
he's
Sandy. I
staying
think
on
you
this team.
could get less for Sandy.
I want Joe Ryan though because the Twins just want to sell everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I'm fine.
there's
I'm
no
not complaining.
in division tax. But hey, overall, David Stearns, you beat the Kmart allegations. Well done. Well done, David Stearns. It's now time to dive into our final segment and our favorite segment. We just faced these guys. They're back again. You actually weren't here to talk about this last time because it was RJ. You get your chance. They wanted you to talk about them. So now here you are. It's Know Your Foe. The Giants are back for the second series out of 3, this time in New York. Jax, tell us about the most frustrating team in Major League Baseball.
All right, know your foe. This team sucks. This is surprising. Since the Rafael Devers trade, they have the worst record in baseball. I will repeat myself. Since the Rafael Devers trade, the Giants, who were tied with the Dodgers for the NL West, have the worst record in all of baseball.
Yep.
I don't know why. He might be a locker room cancer. I have no clue. The Giants, before we faced them, they were buyers. Now they sold at the deadline. Um, know your foe. This team, they matched.
Sold is a light way to put it. All they did was sell off Doval and
Yeah, but they didn't buy. Yeah, but Doval was their closer,
You could
and
just
they
say
got rid
they
of
did next. You could
Rogers.
just say they did like next to
Yeah, they
nothing.
got rid of their. Yeah, they just got rid of their like guys who expiring
Unless
contracts.
Rodriguez is going to be the closer, which I could see them doing.
Yeah, and they got rid of Riskremsky too, but like he sucks.
He had to go.
Yeah.
Doval though hasn't really been all that good this year though, so I think they were trying to make Rodriguez the closer.
Right. Which this team could still make the playoffs, and they're not too far.
Oh, they traded Rogers. I forgot they did trade Rogers
to the Mets. I really the Mets. My opinion should get a clean sweep. I know they just got swept by the Padres, but they just swept the Giants, and this Mets team is a home team. They feed off the crowd. I think the Mets should get a clean sweep. Today will be tough with Rob. Sorry.
Right.
Ray, thank you. I don't know how I was blanking on the former Cy Young winner, but he pitched pretty well against us last time, and the Mets struggle against lefties. And I'm kind of upset we don't see Mullins tonight, but I'm sure he'll pinch hit. But
now here's the thing that I'm confused about because I looked at the lineup. Ronnie Mauricio is not starting today, which surprises me.
Yeah, and it's funny on the Twitter they showed his picture and he's not starting. That makes no sense.
That's tough, man.
I'm fine with
Oh, by the way, not to mention, fuck Mike Deportes.
Is second base Beatty tonight, or is it McNeil?
McNeil. Brett's at third.
Brett's at third. Okay. Well, no. Vince is at third.
Oh, Brett's at where?
Brett's not playing. I'm guessing.
No, I think Brett is starting.
No,
because if I'm the Mets, I would play. Oh yeah, I would play Brett Beatty every day. At home, I'd play him every day.
Because the thing about I feel like Mauricio does better away, and then Beatty plays better at home. So I feel like all of Mauricio's home runs come.
So interestingly enough, the Mets avoid Logan Webb this series.
Nice.
And Justin Verlander. Giants have two TBD starters, and I think it should be 2 bullpen games.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets just struggle in bullpen games. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you. Who did you say someone's going to start or a probable?
I was saying
or just TBD. Like
two TBD starters. I think they're either 2 bullpen games or they're going to call people up.
Yeah.
And so the lineup tonight is Nimmo, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Marte, Vientos, McNeil, Torrens, Taylor. So
that's good. Soto's back.
Yeah. See, I knew it was nothing serious.
Yeah.
So for the Giants,
said he was going to be out for the season.
He needs to shut his fucking mouth. He definitely hated Stearns' deadline.
Yeah.
Did he? Like,
I don't.
honestly, did he hate it? He definitely hated it.
He probably did. I don't know. Frank is just Frank. There's a lot of people at Barstool though. I saw they didn't like the Mullins trade. Why are you complaining? We got an upgrade over Tyrone
Honestly,
Taylor.
like, let's put this into perspective. Did you really want Luis Robert?
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, it's just like Luis Roberts, just a flash.
And that
player.
$20 million option. Did you really want that?
Yeah,
over Cedric Mullins.
I think the Mets did the right thing and got Mullins, and obviously you're not going to trade Jonah Tong for fucking.
That's ridiculous. A rental, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So the lineup for the Giants is Helio Ramos, Rafael Devers. Devers is back at first base.
Oh, nice. He's going to have like 3 errors again.
Everybody, if you can't, Luis Torrens hit 3 ground balls to Rafael Devers. Anyone that
he cannot field a ground ball cleanly.
Tyrone Taylor, bunt the ball to Rafael Devers 3 times, please. Seriously, anyone that
Torrens
cannot
starting behind the plate?
Yeah, he is, but that's because Peterson's pitching, so I'm not.
Yeah.
So you've got Helio Ramos, Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, Wilmer's DHing, Casey Smith at second base, Jung-Hoo Lee at center, Matos and right. They're starting Matos. Oh, they have to because they're Yastrzemski. And Bailey for the Mets already went through. But, yeah, I don't agree with Jung-Hoo Lee batting 7th. I feel like he should be batting higher in the lineup. He should be like
3 or 1 because he's a contact guy or 2. Or maybe
I
even
lead him off.
Yeah, honestly. I have him actually 1 or 9 because 9 is obviously like the second leadoff spot. I put him 9 or 1, but 7 is just a weird spot for him.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to a lot of things. But the pitching matchups for the Mets are as follows. David Peterson versus Robbie Wright, a rematch from Saturday's pitching matchup. Literally the exact same, which I find funny. Tomorrow it is whoever Kai Wee Tang is. I don't know who the hell that is. He's 0-0 with a 9.8 ERA.
Yeah, the Mets.
You know what that means? You know what that means? 6 scoreless innings.
Yeah, 6 scoreless innings with 8 strikeouts. He's going to make him look like Greg Maddux.
He's going to be Masahiro Tanaka. And ironically, guess who the Mets are pitching that day? Senga. We get ourselves some MPB baseball on the pitching mound.
And you got Jung-Hoo Lee, so.
And then Sunday is, I believe, Carson. Oh, they did announce the pitching matchups on the MLB app. Carson Whisenhunt versus, I believe, Frankie Smokes. If the Mets do not sweep this series, that's a problem.
Yeah, at least take 2 out of 3, but I predict a sweep. I think the Mets should sweep. The Giants are struggling. You're at home. This is a home team. You've got
the Cleveland Gamblers, the series after, which we could. No, I'm not going to cover that. I could do the pitching matchups because there will be no episode on August 4th. I'm AWOL the next 3 days because I'm taking a much needed vacation. Headed out to Atlantic City for 3 days. Nice. Going to be a ton of fun. But the pitching matchups for that series are out. It's Manaea, Holmes, and Peterson. Hopefully this is Holmes' last start. Please.
Yeah.
Versus Simon Ciccone, Logan Allen, and I believe Garrett Williams. Oh, Gavin Williams, not Garrett Williams.
I think the Mets could go 6-0, but I predict a 5-1 homestand.
Yeah, I'm going to go 5-1. I feel like that's reasonable.
See, I'm feeling pretty confident, man. I think the Mets could have a good second half. I would call it maybe like a second start of the season because you got new players after the trade deadline, and this is the start of a pennant push. If you look at September, though, the Mets have a tough September, but I think the Mets, they are one of the elite teams. I think the Mets, you got to realize, you can't be scared of these teams. The Mets are one of these elite teams.
Here's the other thing, though, and you have to keep this in track. They have a very favorable series. Philly is playing the Tigers. If you are not up 3.5 games after this Giants series, that's a problem.
Right, at least 2.5. Hopefully, I'm rooting for the Tigers this weekend. The Mets should take care of the business.
Shout out Martin. Go Tigers.
Let's go Tigers.
I feel confident, though. And then right after that, though, you do play the Guardians and they play the Orioles. So I'm going to be putting the Phillies as one of the followed teams. The hate watch has begun, ladies and gentlemen. The pennant push is underway. We have not won this division in 10 years. The last time that we faced the Padres before the trade deadline, well, you know what happened.
Yeah.
We unfortunately did not get a bat like Yoenis Cespedes, but hey, hopefully Cedric Mullins turns out
to be really didn't need one, man. We got Juan Soto, Francisco Lindor, and Pete Alonso, and Brendan Emo. I think we're chilling.
Yeah, I agree. And not only that, the last time that 2015 happened, last time we got a sidearm pitcher, it was like a Chad Bradford. They did win the division in 2006. Hopefully, they don't get heartbroken by an 83 win team. Regardless, the hate watch has begun. The pennant push has begun. You know how everybody used to say these games don't matter? This is still a meaningless game. There are no more meaningless games. After the trade deadline, it's on. This is your final team, unless they make the call ups. Also, Paul Blackburn is 1,000% getting DFA when he comes back.
Oh,
No
for
question
sure.
about it, he's getting DFA'd.
I don't see a spot on this team. He is terrible. That's crazy. I think he was like the only starting pitcher we traded for last year. What a time.
What a time. Hey, they got Jesse Winker, though, who we
Oh
probably
yeah.
won't see for the
He
rest of
won't
the year.
even play for the like what he played like
He's done.
what 20 games this year. Jesus.
Yeah, he's done. And he'll
He's done at the
probably
Met. I miss him though. Build a statue.
never forget the helmet slams against the Orioles and Brewers.
Yeah, but they'll do the build a statue of like when he pimped that ball off Nola in Game 3 of the NLDS. That's like one of my favorite home runs ever.
Stood there and admired that son of a bitch.
Dude, I love Jesse
yeah.
Winker, man. I'll miss him.
I will miss him too, especially when he's
2024.
back. Especially when he's back to owning the New York Mets.
Oh yeah, he's gonna sign with like the most random team and own us for like a 3-game series.
I hope that Mets fans give him love whenever he comes back.
Oh, for sure. Whenever like Jose Iglesias comes back this year, I want him to get a standing ovation.
Do we even play the Padres? We play them late September, I believe.
I think it is September. You're right.
That tribute video is going to hit like crack.
For sure.
When that happens. But yeah, overall, that's later in the season. But yeah, well said. Giants, just go out and sweep these guys. You're the better baseball team. Give them the guillotine. That's all the time we have for today's episode of MetsMania. For Jax Masuna, I'm Jay Seglio. We will see you guys next week. Maybe on next Friday. We'll figure it out because I'm going to go enjoy my much-needed vacation. Have a great rest of your day, and let's go Mets. Peace out.